China Globbers. The Time Reckoning. Chapter 6. The New Cycle. The world was never the same again. When Mei Ling and James shattered the monolith beneath the Mariana Rift, they unknowingly tore open the fabric of time itself. As the ancient city of Dreekthal collapsed into oblivion, the world around them began to twist and warp. The new cycle had begun. The unraveling. Mei Ling woke first. But something was wrong. Her hand, which had been holding James's as they touched the monolith, was now empty. The world around her pulsed, distorted, alive with fractured echoes. The city she had known flickered between eras. Langhua shimmered like a mirage, its streets lined with ships from forgotten centuries, and towering skyscrapers sat next to ancient temples. But something was different. Something was wrong. "James!" she called out into the air, but her voice barely carried. The very atmosphere felt like it was choking on lost time. It was as though the universe itself had forgotten its place. She stepped forward, into the heart of the new world. The forgotten faces. The streets were filled with people who looked familiar, but weren't. Faces from different histories and different timelines passed by her without noticing. Some wore ancient garb, while others donned futuristic attire. Some spoke in languages that were long dead, others in dialects that hadn't yet been born. "This is the result of our actions?" Mei Ling whispered. As she walked, her foot struck something hard beneath the shifting ground. She bent down. It was a broken clock, its hands frozen, stuck at midnight. "The debt is still here," she murmured. The collectors hadn't been vanquished, they'd been reshaped. The fractured guardians. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows. "You're back." The voice was both familiar and otherworldly. Mei Ling spun around to see the keeper, the one who had warned them of the consequences of destroying the monolith. His body was now a mosaic of light and shadow, constantly shifting. "The cycle was never meant to end," the keeper said. "It was merely waiting for a new master. And now, you've given it to the world." Mei Ling stepped back. "But we didn't mean to." The keeper raised a hand. "You did. You chose to break it. And now, the collectors no longer serve the hollow cycle. They serve the new cycle." The gathering storm. As the keeper spoke, the ground beneath them shook, and the sky above cracked open. A storm was brewing, but it wasn't just a normal storm. This was a storm of time. Futuristic ships floated in the sky above, while the ancient temples below pulsed with an eerie glow. A rift opened between the ages. And within it, dark shapes moved, shadows of the collectors, now much more powerful than before. Fire if you're on the edge of your seat, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with friends who love epic sagas. The mystery deepens. The loom reborn. James was still gone. But Mei Ling felt his presence, a silent whisper in her mind. "You must find the loom," the whisper said. "You must weave a new destiny." With no time to waste, Mei Ling set off toward the loom of time, the only place that could offer a solution. The city around her had begun to decay, fragments of history bleeding into the present. She couldn't let the cycle repeat. She couldn't let the collectors rule again. But finding the loom was going to take more than just courage. It would require a sacrifice. The decision. Standing before the loom, Mei Ling could feel the weight of the decision pressing against her chest. The loom spun not with thread, but with time itself. And to control it, she would need to give something up. Something precious. Behind her, the storm grew louder. The collectors were closing in. It was now or never. Mei Ling took a deep breath. She placed her hand on the loom, and the threads of time began to unravel. The world around her faded into darkness. And then, she saw everything. The final thread. In the void of time, she could see the past, the present, and the future. All the choices, all the moments, all the fractures in reality. And at the center of it all was one thread. The final thread. If she could weave it into place, the new cycle would become a true cycle. One without corruption, without interference. One that would heal the rifts in time. But it wasn't hers to weave alone. James's echo was still with her. And so, Mei Ling began the final task of weaving a world that would never forget, and never repeat.